Okay, there it goes. I can get it to turn on. Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Yvonne with Back to Earth Creations, and today we are crafting. Let me check and make sure something real quick. Yeah, that's right. I'm so excited. Okay, I can't shake the table. I have to be calm. Is that just gonna, yeah, that's gonna keep flopping the microphone every time I move. Maybe I did it on this strap. Can y'all still think that's too far away? Please pardon. Did I click start? You can hear every move? Okay. Well, shoot. What if I go... No. Will it go on my necklace? I don't foresee this going well. Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Yvonne with Back to Earth Creations, and welcome to today's live stream. We are going to be making some jewelry today. We are going to be using the components from inside our craft-along kit, as well as some shameless self-promotion for some of the things from on our website, backtoearthcreations.com. Hey, Sacre Blue, how's it going? I don't know where to put my microphone today, so I'm just going to hold it. Also, y'all, we went camping, and it was amazing. How do I do pop-out chat? I'm getting my stuff set up. Hey, Saki girl. How are you doing today? Hi, you guys. Hey, Steffi Joe. How are you doing on this beautiful day? Hey, Cindy. How are you doing? Hey, Alyssa. Okay, I'm going to try again. Maybe the microphone like right here. Is that good? I worry that the thing's going to be too loud. You think right there? Well, I don't know. Right here's all right. I kind of want to make a little, I'm not going to, okay, well, I already took it off. But on the other one, I kind of want to make a little magnet contraption, but I don't know if that's going to screw with how the microphone functions. But if I could just like magnet it anywhere, that'd be cool. Ooh, Steffi Joe says that top is awesome. Where is it from? This is something I got from Amazon like a long time ago, and I love wearing it with like a belt or a waist cincher because otherwise it like, I don't know, I just like it with a belt or a waist cincher. But it was like $20 on Amazon, and I love it as well. I'm wearing the 3X though, and if the guns were any thicker, it wouldn't have fit. So hey Angie, how are you doing today? Cindy says I'm doing good, but that's really good to hear. Let's see. We have, well, I guess I put it all back. Well, I need to go grab the components because today we are making some more of these bracelets. Because the two that I had started, yeah, I'm showing them. I got a plan, but thank you. You were very reasonable, Randy. Though I may steal the beads, depending, because I know he's having an aneurysm in there. Okay. Hey, we do's it. How are you doing today? So in this month's craft along kit, I'm going to see if we can zoom in. I don't know if it's going to look better zoomed in or if I should just move the camera, but it makes me wild when it's a little too close in. So I'm going to try to do this. For this month's craft along kit, we were using, well, the project is this captive bead weave where we use, this is what the components for this part of the kit look like. We have a whole tour and everything on this month's craft along kit where you can see the tour of what to expect with the cabs and things. But we're using 18 gauge 1/4 inch. That's important that it's the inner diameter bead ring measurement. And then I'm using 6mm BBs. You could use a 6mm bead as well. I prefer the BBs because they don't have a hole in them, so they look good from every angle. And these ones fluoresce under a black light, but they do also sell some on the market. They are not in the kits, but that you can get some on the market that are glow in the dark, and those are very cool as well. And where there was also in the project, I was showing you a modified version that uses the 18 gauge 1/8 inch as well. Yeah, I'm just going to bring the camera in closer because I can't be trusted to stay in frame. There we go. Oh, why is there a dead bug? Dead bug on my cell phone. Y'all, we went camping this weekend and it was amazing. It went as absolutely well as it possibly could have. And I am feeling very ready for the camp along in September. Oh, Chris says, hello, Yvonne. Thank you for all the shows you've ever done. I'm doing my first craft show June 1st. Oh, well, good luck to you, Chris. I hope it goes phenomenally, really. Ooh, Chloe. Hey, Chloe, right, says, hi, new sub here. Oh, thank you. I just found your channel and I love your creations. I've already tried making a ring, followed one of your tutorials from the UK. Right on, which ring was it? How did it come out? Did you like it? Like, I've been working on the Odineye weave for a few days and I love learning new stuff. What's the Odineye weave? Steffi Joe says, I'm trying to get my fella interested, but he is not a fan. Oh, of camping? Well, we have a potluck. And y'all, we had our very first fairy rave in the woods on Sunday night, and it was awesome. So there's that going on. Like it's glamping. I don't care who you are. Glamping's fun. At least a little fun. Just even if it just gives you something to complain about. But usually, not gonna lie, usually all the fellas just sit around the fire and like grunt at each other with like just in the comfy camp chairs. Like that's usually where Randy's holding down his spot. But last year, Jim brought the coolest freaking boat that he built that is remote control that has like little tanks and stuff on it. And we got to drive it in the water and it was amazing. So it's not just camping. Like, yep, poking the fire every now and then. Uh-huh. It's like, but it's awesome. Just all of our Sasquatches get to sit there and sassy squatch together. So we're going to be opening for each of these segments that you see on this bracelet. It takes 4 of the rings. So whenever I refer to a unit, this right here between my fingers is what I'm talking about. These 2 rings, and that bead. And so if you're crafting along and you want to know how much to make for your wrist, I like to make our bracelets to around like 8.5 inches, because whenever we're in our booth, I'd always rather be able to take off a little bit to shorten the bracelet to fit than to make it to fit like a 6-inch wrist and then have to have the materials on hand to extend it. It is always faster typically to destroy something than it is to build it. So just looking at the weave portion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units got us almost to 2 inches. So let's see. So if we want to do, so that'll be 5, 10. I'm going to do like 12 more units just because we can always make more. Oh, I have my new shelves put up in my space. Oh, right on. Now I just have to open a bazillion boxes and put stuff away. Oh, we do it. Says, good. I'm sitting in a massive pile of beads and gemstones. That's the way to do it. I'm in my happy place. We are a fun bunch. We really are. Do what, Randy? This weave I call captive bead, is what I've always heard it. So Chloe says, I need a bit more practice, but it was a dainty silver wire twist ring. I think you used a Baltic amber bead. Ooh, but I didn't have any, so I used a quartz. It actually turned out okay. Nice. Hey, Lacey. Yeah, this is a chainmaille bracelet, and the weave the name is like captive bead. Typically, if you search that, you'll be able to find what you're looking for. Okay, so I'm going to take off I'm going to do that here in a sec, because we made these 2 sample units in the original craft along video earlier in the month. Oh, I'll have to check it out. Steffi says, oh yeah, I put up a video of my space on my Facebook. I'm going to try to post updates as I go along. Oh, that'll be so cool. Hey, Latney, how's it going? Okay, so for each of the unit, we're going to have 2 open, and then we're going to close. I got to take my shoes off. Free the beans. And then we're going to close 2 of them. And so to close it, I just want to make sure that those ends are butted up just as nice and smooth and even as what we can possibly get it. And my finger will always tell what my eyes miss. So that's why I've got to pet it. So there's 1 unit. And then 2. How many did we say we were going to do? Like 12? 3. I hope you're not counting stitches at home. 4, because I'm going to be practicing counting today. 5. Oh, yeah. Steffi Joe says, am I allowed to say the name of my business on Facebook? Please do. Shameless friend promotion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey, Hannah, how's it going? 8. Oh, well, Lacey, you're a sweetie. She says, it looks awesome. I always love everything you make. That tickles me. Thank you. Like, I'm glad you like what we do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. I shouldn't cackle, but it says no, but I am counting and sorting beads. Okay, well, I finished my counting. Because once we get up that base row, now I just fill in the gaps. There's the second one. So I have a confession to make. Randy and I have been indulging in self-destructive behavior. We had hot dogs for breakfast, and I have more coffee in my bloodstream. And this is a coffee protein shake, so I can see the lines of the matrix code. I don't even know who I am anymore, but it's freaking good. Those are some pretty decent hot dogs as well, I'm just gonna say. But so has begun our descent on a darker path. Because I also have some Rice Krispie treats in there that I tried making s'mores with, where the Rice Krispie treats, like toasting them like a marshmallow. But I don't think the coals were hot enough. So it just made it taste like a campfire smoked Rice Krispies treat, which was okay. But I realized I have a gas stove and I still have those marshmallow forks. So I think I'm going to try toasting a Rice Krispie treat on my stove. When I say it out loud, it sounds deranged, but I'm still going to do it. So, ooh, it's my sister's hands. Okay. Well, I'm going to check you out. 4, 5, 6. Okay. Boop. Dude, I drank so much coffee today, my stomach had to expel it. Oh no. It's like it just keeps everything moving, doesn't it? Well, hello, handsome. What are you doing in here? Do you have a Rice Krispies treat? I don't need any right now. Let's wait till I have like my 4:45 afternoon crash. Oh, don't wiggle it at me. You know that works. I'm like, stop wiggling it. Be gone, beautiful man. No. Get out of here. I can't even look at you. Stop it. No, stop it. Oh, wait, are you gonna eat it? Can I watch you eat it? Oh, okay. I just like the noises they make. Okay, anyways, we're focusing. So we're gonna open up another chainmail ring. Oh gosh, I feel like a cat sometimes when he jingles like the crinkly Rice Krispie treat at me, like, and I'm like, oh, but I shouldn't. This is the first time I'd had Rice Krispie treats in like years. But we're back home. I would never have guessed you've indulged in caffeine. I don't know what you're talking about. Also, we might have a mail opening today, you guys, because our friend Jean was very generous. I say friend, we haven't gotten to meet her yet, but she's like, I don't leave chainmail anymore. She sent us 3 boxes. She's showing me the empty wrapper. Did you eat it? Oh, it's stuck to the Rice Krispie treat. Okay, get out, baby. I'm working. No, thank you. He's such a sweetie. I could just hit him with a stick. Can I show them my stick that I got? Hey, Wandy. It's in the corner by the dog's water bowl. Okay, actually, well, yeah. Because there's this stick that I found, which is one of the coolest sticks I have ever found. It's a little big. So, just bear with me. So, this is one end of it. And then this is the other end of it. Watch out, baby. I'm coming through. And it's just the coolest. And I'm gonna make a staff out of it, I do believe. And then, ow, this one, I bumped into the, I'm good. Everything's okay. Stick, are you okay? Yeah, stick's okay. Okay. And then this stick, well, hey, Ember Kitty. Yeah. This is the boss cat. I'll put her up here with my chainmail rings just because I love chaos. And then this one, it's not, Randy says it's not the size of the stick, but this one's a very good stick too. And we found it this weekend. And so now I have another stick, but it's just perfect. And it has these really cool cracks in it that I was going to try to put in glow resin into. And I'm just very excited. I'm entering my stick era. You want down, baby? Let's go ahead and lower. We're going to lower the desk. That way you can hop off at your leisure. I'm going to get my chair over here. Who's that beautiful girl? Could she be any cuter? No way. Do, 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 do. Okay. Well, pardon me. Look, here comes a suitor. Okay. Now that's Vaughn on joy. Now she's talking to the sticks. Hey, walk in the ring. She says, what's in her coffee? Will she share? This is the Sam's Club coffee protein shake that I keep finding every time we go to the bathroom at Sam's Club because it's like right across from there. But I made the ice cubes out of coffee too. And it's very good. But no, there's no chemical substitute for finding a cool stick. I'm sorry to say. Unfortunately. Coffee, so you can do stupid stuff faster. Uh-oh. I'm only allowed to have one pet in my condo and I can't decide whether to get a cat or a dog. I want both. If you get a Siamese cat, it's basically like having a cat that barks and talks all the time. So it's, and there's some doggies that can have some real attitudes and stuff, and so they might be more cat-like. You'll find your way. Oh, Brenda. Hey, Brenda. She says, hi there. How are you doing? It's been so long since I watched because I'm just out of the jewelry making phase, but we're getting back to it soon. Right on. I'm glad you're back and hanging out with us. And there's no pressure. Like, you don't even have to make jewelry to hang out with us. But I guess it does make sense that if your interests are lying elsewhere to wander on, but we're always here for you to come back to. Kitty, says Hannah. I love how y'all match my freak. Oh, cats don't have to be let out, but dogs love unconditionally. That's true. Ember has unconditional indifference, which is kind of, it's just nice that she's reliable. Slightly out of frame. That would be a great username. Hey, Michelle. How are you doing? My sciatica flared up while we were camping and I thought of you. How's your butt doing? There's got to be a better way to phrase that. I'm sorry. I hope you're doing well. Like, anyways, yeah, it's so hard to decide. I kind of want to find a dog and a cat that just look alike and maybe no one will notice. Your cat is adorable. It's so cute how it comes to see what you're doing and wanders across the table. She is a sweetie. We always say she's the boss. She's our manager. She'll come in and check in on us and make sure we're working hard. She likes her canned food. She has expensive taste in her kibble as well. So, but she's like somewhere between 16 and 20. We don't know. It's been so long, but she's doing good. So we don't mind getting her at least 18, says Randy. Holy mackerel. Woof. Well, I believe that the right pets come into our life at the right time. So I hope that works out for you, Steffi. We do's it says my cat Rolly is 20. Ooh. How's he enjoying his golden years? Ooh, Michelle says I just woke up from a nap. Nice. Oh, I love naps. Oh, I like naps now. But she's my buddy. She's a real sweetie. She's doing real well. Well, and I'm suspicious that part of it is she has to jump to get up onto the bed to hang out with us. Or are you gonna?
It just needs to come down an inch because you keep pulling it and stop screwing
Okay.
it close.
There we go. She has to jump and kind of climb to get to her food. And Ember's never been particularly athletic, like at all. Like if I didn't pick her up and put her on my desk, or if she couldn't like crawl her way over to my desks. What? Did I just wander out of frame even farther? Ooh. I'm trying, Wendy. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think anybody comes to my live streams to be like, "Oh, she's in frame." Like, I'll try to do better. Thank you. But we're trying our like Ember still climbs the stairs really well. So like there's kind of a forced baseline of activity that I think I'm going to try to model as I age as well. So Bill is my supervisor. He's my 20-year-old orange tabby. He's a very picky eater, as well as his teeth are giving him trouble. Ember's teeth are starting to give her trouble too. But that's why we moved to some of the softer canned food. She's always been on kibble, and so she's like, oh, this is a luxury, relaxing day. Had a tire blowout, so I've had to have the truck towed back to the house because I didn't have the tool to take the spare tire down. Gotcha. It's been a day. I bet. Shiba Inus are like cats. Okay. Hey, we do this. It says, nope, I'm not in frame either. It's how long have we been live streaming? Since like 2016? I'll never get it at this point. I'm a leaf on the wind. Ooh, hey Benjamin. Says, hi all of you lovely people. How are you doing? I think it's evening where you are. I hope you've had a beautiful day. Yeah, shake it because it's a protein shake. So hence the shaking. Oh, Michelle, I'm so sorry. That's enough to ruin a whole day. And I know that with your good attitude, though, you're getting through it. Thanks, I've been practicing crocheting amigurumis. I also adopted a senior dog, and her and I are having a blast getting to know each other. I want her to enjoy her senior years. It's such a gift to get to be there for an animal, I think, especially when they're elderly and perhaps a little ornery. Z is deaf and blind now at this point between his cataracts and stuff, but he's a trooper, I tell you what, and he jumped like a puppy when we came home and he saw us. And he wallers around. Like we spent whenever we got back in from camping this weekend, like we got home yesterday afternoon, like late afternoon, and we just spent the rest of the day. We ate some of the camping leftovers because Sam's Club had which is one of my favorite places in the world. I don't know what I'd do if I could get to a Costco as well. But we just spent the rest of the evening in bed eating a cheese tray because Sam's Club had these like fancy take it to a party cheese trays, but they had two different flavors, so we got both because duh. And then we had way too much. We had an abundance of cheese on the camping trip, so we just ate cheese and petted the dog and watched YouTube and then passed out. It was wonderful, wonderful end of the weekend. But it was really nice to get to just love on Z, and he looked so happy, and I was so happy to see him. Oh gosh, Becca's Creative Chaos. Hey Becca says my two feline boys will be 20 next year. I think one is getting dementia. Oh, well, I hope that's all right. Fine, thanks. Hope you are too. I've just been on a little holiday. Oh, we just went on a vacation to the woods since Friday, so it was nice. Okay, and then one of my favorite to avoid this dilemma, I'm just gonna take some of these rings. I'm gonna go like boop boop, and then boop 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 boop. I'm just getting them lined up, really, not closed or anything, and we'll just be putting them away when we're done. But I like to set a bead right there. I just like getting set up for when I'm ready to go. What? And then one of my favorite tools. These are probably almost 20 years old at this point. Oh, well, I didn't count them, honey. I'm counting the beads. These are one of the very first gifts that came in, like whenever you order from Fire Mountain Gems, and sometimes they put in a free gift. This was in one of my very first orders from Fire Mountain Gems, and it blew my mind. I didn't even know such a thing existed, but they're slightly convex or concave. It's a dippy innie so that you can get in there and just pick up a bead, and it's so nice. Oh, I wasn't counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Oh, it is actually use the red number. Uh-oh. And now that we've done that, now we can do what, baby? Okay. Okay. I was gonna. Michelle says that's why I got you, baby. I appreciate you. Oh, which type of pliers do you use to cut this type of project? Asks Lasman. Hey Lasman. Well, we order our rings currently. We used to coil and cut our own, and we used a tool called the Ringinator. But I'm going to use one of these as an example. But you can come in. You see how this ring is flush on both ends? If I were to use metal cutters, like these ones here, oh, I'd have to use the flat side, but it still leaves just a teeny tiny wee bitty pinch on the metal. And that's with the flush side. So if I did it with the other side, if I had made some coils, ooh, uh-oh. Do you see how that gave it, there's a flat side and a pinched side? That's just because of the way that my flush cutters, it's the way that their tip is, and I don't know if the camera is going to pick up on that. So this is an old cell phone that we use using the Droid Cam app that turns it into a webcam, like a wireless webcam, but it does not have the best camera on it. But that's okay. We'll figure it out. So I'm not certain if that's what you mean, but the pliers that I like to use to weave it, you could use flat nose for both, like one of these in each hand. But I really like my bent nose pliers, which you can also use one bent nose plier in each hand. And some people will hold them like this. Some people will hold them like this. It's all about your personal preference. My personal preference is bent nose pliers in my right hand with the tip down. And my tapered flat nose pliers from riogrande.com. They're called tapered flat nose. These are the 2mm size. And that's what I like to weave with. Oh, Becca says he just walks around looking lost and crying until I get his attention and pet him. Then he's fine for a bit. Ember's been doing that for. Would she do that when we lived in Tennessee still? She's been doing it for over a decade. I hope everything's all right. Maybe he just misses you and he's looking for you. But yeah, it'll be like sometimes Ember will just wake up and it's like she doesn't know where she is, and she'll be like meow, 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 like her like yowl meow. Not her bitch my bowl's empty meow, but her like mama like meow, and it will be like Ember, we're up here, and she'll meow, and then like come and like get eyes on us. Hey Lasman from Brazil, that's amazing. I've only ever seen pictures and video, but it looks beautiful there. Okay, so we're just gonna split this open. Well, I'm glad he has you too. I like those bent nose pliers. The handles look really comfortable to hold. I love them too. And the trick is you can put handles like this on any of your pliers. I used a product called TerraFlex. It's a thermoplastic to make, because the inside of these are the glitter line by like, what is it, Beetlon? So they just had very simple glittery like jelly shoes, but for plier handles, like that kind of plastic. Um, and the pliers, like the hinge and the metal, like I love the box hinge and I love the form of the springs, but I just needed something that had a little bit, because if I hold these ones, my pinky doesn't have anywhere to go, which makes my hand cramp up after a few hours, which really at this point, that's just life now. But having that pinky on there just gives me a little bit of more control, and I wanted to make this a little beefier. And so I just shaped it. We actually have it, it's an older video, but it still checks out here on YouTube of how we did it, and I show the process. And I've done that to both of my bent nose pliers just because I really like the control that it gives me, that I can, if I'm like twisting something or needing to get in at a different angle. I think I used like a soda can or something round to like, but you just heat it up with like a heat gun, which is like an OP, like a hair dryer, an overpowered hair dryer. Um, but yeah, I love being able to mod out my tools to make them more comfortable. This one's a good example. This one's a glitter line as well. So this was basically exactly how the plier handles on this one were. And I didn't even take them off. I just formed it over them, I think. They might, I don't know if they're in there or not. They might not be. But Chloe says, I've got some of those, or got to get some of those. I like them. I do recommend them. Okay. So now, ooh, anytime that I see a ring that I could close better, I go ahead and do that then, because it's so much easier to do it while the ring is exposed. And well, it's just tidying up as we go. But mine does. I have a single story house and usually in the same room. Oh, well, I am certainly glad that your kitty has you, because I bet you take real good care of your cat. Hey, Randy. Sarah says, "Oh, hey, Sarah, I didn't see you come in." This is welcome back online. I hope you had a nice vacation. It was wonderful. So we headed out. We got the trailer loaded and stuff on Thursday, and it sprinkled a little, but it was okay. And then Friday, we were on the road by 11 a.m., I think, maybe 11:30. So, but we were right on schedule. And it was like 4 hours away. But Randy and I have learned that that's kind of for us to. It takes us at least 2 hours to get to where we're like, okay, we're on an adventure, instead of just because it takes an hour to get to like the next city over. So it makes it feel like it's more special than just a regular day running errands. And the scenery was beautiful, the sky was beautiful, like it was so nice. um Going up through the Ozarks, we went to Sam A. Baker. I don't know if that's a state or national park. Hey, Misfit and Mayhem, how are you doing? This is long time watcher. I remember your old name. Oh, Yvonne Williams instead of Yvonne Kennedy. Put a ring on it. Ooh, ooh. Um, now Randy bought me this ring almost 20 years ago, but we only got married 3 years ago. Looking through here. Oh, I love it. Have you been, Misfit? Do what, baby? Just 2 years? Mm, yeah, I don't know. Time's a construct. It was wonderful. And then we got there and we got set up. It was a little chilly. It was pretty chilly the first night. It was a little chilly the second night, and it got downright warm on Sunday. And then about 1 a.m. Sunday night coming into Monday morning, the rain started. But it was lovely. It was such a gentle and wonderful rain. And it stopped just enough for us to be able to get the camp packed down. We have like the rain fly and the canopy top and anything else that was like big and had to get folded up wet laid out in the backyard now drying. But it was so nice. It was almost a full moon. I don't know if it was like, I know one of my girlies here knows what time the moon is, or no, what phase the moon is in. But I don't know if it was a full moon or if it was just getting close to it. But we were right there on, can't remember the name of the river, and getting to see the moon through the clouds of this like beautiful, like it had a halo around it. Because I don't know if that's from the smoke of the campground or just from the cloud, like the moonlight going currently waning. Okay. Thank you, honey. When was the full moon? It's one of those nights. It was yesterday. Okay. So we got to see peak full moon over the river with the beautiful water and the waves. And I got to see two new kinds of toad and or frog that I have not seen before. Or it might have just been some wild American toads because all the American toads in my backyard, they're kind of fat. And I don't know if that's just because we have a lot of bugs in the backyard and like I don't know, but everything like my robins are fat, my cardinals are fat, like all the wildlife in my backyard a little thick. We're well fed here. Um Proof that the garden works. We stay well fed because like there was a mama robin hopping around camp, and she was just the skinniest mama robin I've ever seen. And Randy was like, "Well, I mean, she doesn't have direct access to a bird feeder. This is like a country robin, not a city robin." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But just all weekend, and I didn't because you're not supposed to. But I was like, I want to feed these animals so bad, but I didn't. But so I don't know if the frog or toad that I saw was just a regular sized toad. But anyways, um, one of them was we had just gotten out of the shower and I was coming out of the shower house and the toad was there and I was like, oh, or actually I think this one might have been a frog, but regardless. And but he was all like knocked over and on his back. And you know how some frogs will like puff up a little bit when they get scared? And I was like, because I didn't know if I had stepped on him. I was like, oh buddy. And I like picked him up and I'm blowing him off and checking. And he's kind of like, please don't eat me. And then I was like, put him in the grass and you sent him on his way. And Randy's just looking at me like, you just got out of the shower. And I looked at him and I was like, that toad's cleaner than the towel I dried off with. Like, this is because it was the third day of camping. So third day of using my towel. Like I'm a nasty goblin. But oh hey Pro Pool, how's it going? Oh, we did. We had an awesome time. We were warming up for the camp along in September at Sequoia State Park in Oklahoma. It's gonna be friggin' amazing. But the ticks were really bad. Like this was the worst the ticks have ever been for me going camping, which it was still perfectly manageable. We just had to make sure to check each other for ticks before bed. So, oof, Pro says it's going to get warm tomorrow, 95 degrees. I tell you what, I'm glad we went camping when we did because I think that was probably going to be some of the last mild weather that we have this year. So it was really nice to be in it for 4 days. Like, because we came home and turned the air conditioning on immediately. So that's okay though. Then I don't know, just everything just went as well as it could. We had steak and Pam's green beans. Our friend Pam Yelma, who went to the camp along, got to meet her last year. She's our local friend, and my camping buddy, lifelong camping buddy. Wherever I go in this world, I'll always when Pam goes on a camping trip, I'll try my best to be there, unless she like doesn't invite me, I guess. But I invited myself along to one of her camping trips like 10 years ago, and we've not missed a trip since then. But she makes the best green beans, and now she has this loaded mashed potato recipe that's like campsite friendly. So it uses instant potatoes, but you can't even tell. It is so good. Um that was dinner on Friday. Saturday breakfast we had sausage gravy and biscuits, which we did the biscuits in the Dutch oven and they came out really well. But I always bring too many frozen biscuits. I need to remember to just do a half pack next time. Because we had a bunch. Like we had way more biscuits than were necessary. We used 20 biscuits for 6 people. But we also had like bacon and scrambled eggs on the side. So And we did a full 2 pounds of sausage to make the sausage gravy. But so there was a lot. So the remainder of the biscuits, while we were waiting for the coals to heat up, I pan toasted. And this is the second time I've pan baked biscuits, but I'd broken them up into like little monkey bread size biscuit bites. Oh, babe, can we make monkey bread in a pudgy pie iron? Randy, come here. I need to talk to you. This is very important. We can't? Why? Hear me out. I hear what you're saying. But what if we bring the baggie of cinnamon sugar and we just take the biscuit bites and we roll them in that and then we butter the insides really well, but we have the coals instead of doing it over the fire, which is like in very varying wildly in temperature. And so it's like a miniature Dutch oven and we can control the temperature with the coals. He says he sees what I'm saying. That's progress, you guys. That's progress. But the butter, honey, it'd be so much butter. It'd be so good. Caramel chips? Well, yeah. Well, honey, that's very reasonable. I fucking love you, babe. Well, can we try it though? He says he still doesn't think it's a good idea, but we're gonna try it. Woof, 102 today, Michelle. Of course it is. I was gonna mow tomorrow. Oh, he's such a sweetie. Can I help you mow tomorrow? I'll be your bag girl, so that it's. I know you don't like emptying the clipper bag. And while you're mowing in between bag loads, I'm gonna be hitting the beds with those trimmers and doing the weeding. That sound pretty good? Ooh, we got a garden date tomorrow. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so there's this one up to temperature or up to length. Texas, same thing as the sun. Man, y'all, last time we went to Texas, it was the most beautiful I have ever seen Texas be, and I lived there. This one's a little short, but we got to see the bluebonnets. Like, I've never seen so many wildflowers in my life, actually. We got to see, oh, Misfit. Well, thank you. Hey, Itzy, how's it going? I'm going to move this over because I can't see it past the, there we go. I'm going to do pop-out chat on both of these bad boys. Nobody knows how to get back home. We headed out so long ago. We went to Sam A. Baker State Park in Missouri. I don't know if it's state or national, but it was good. I didn't get out onto the trails as much as normally I would like to because of the ticks, but that was the only like downside to the ticks. And Randy's ankle was kind of twinging him, and so we were just like, okay, we won't go on very much hiking, but just walking around on the paths in the campground, we still got lots of walking in. So that's always nice. I'm going to make this about 2 units longer before before finishing it off, just because we are making it for the booth. Well, thank you, baby. Ah, my stick. My husband was. My husband. My stick. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, y'all, this is so pretty. I gotta show you. Field trip time. Whee! Look at the rainbows on the floor. I gotta show you what I got in the camp store. Ah, this is the best. I don't know how much it cost, but what a cute couple of critters. It's a kaleidoscope, y'all. So let's go look at the rainbow through the kaleidoscope. Sorry, I'm trying to get lined up. Wee doo doo. Boo wee doo. So I was looking at everything at the campground through this, and it's just the coolest thing. Cause like, look at my rug. Look at that. That is the coolest stuff. Boo. What? What? I can see your judgment through the kaleidoscope, honey. Come, we must look at the Randy.
Get out of here.
Okay. Why not the is that Star Trek or Doctor Who? It's a sci-fi humming. Is was it not? But it was so cool because okay, so Friday we had steaks at like almost at 10 p.m. we were eating dinner, so we didn't get into bed until midnight. Saturday, sausage gravy biscuit, excellent breakfast. Um, walked around a bunch, just got the kaleidoscope because we needed to check in, get firewood and ice. And so just like settling into camp. I always like to go on a 4-day camping trip if I can handle it. That way on the first day we're setting up and on the last day we're tearing down, but we get 2 solid vacation days where we're not having to set up, we're not having to tear down, we're not having to drive, we can just enjoy ourselves. We spend a lot of time laying in the hammock. I got to my friend Catherine brought, which Pam's eldest daughter brought her coloring books, and I'd never used them before, but they're like these twistable crayons slash colored pencil that like, oh, they were perfect. They were amazing. And they're perfectly travel friendly because I didn't bring my crayons and coloring book because I didn't have a way to like cleanly transport my crayons. So we are adults with adult money, and this is what we choose to spend our money on, and I have no problem with it. But she had a glow in the dark coloring book that like the pages already had some like glow in the dark screen printed or something or otherwise printed onto it. And so that was really cool. Because so we were just like in the afternoon when we can't be around the fire because it's in direct sun, which is good in the evening for stargazing. But anyways, we like moved our situation over into the shade and like colored, and her inner 60s self wanting out. You gotta let it loose every once in a while. That would be how you adult nap time. Yep. Misfit says, I could be convinced to join a craft nature cult. I was trying to show you the thing and I've got water all over me now. It's officially not a cult. My friend gave me this cup, so you know it's true. But there's also now water all over my keyboard, so don't look like. Uh-oh, I pressed a button. Hey Cheryl, how's it going? But no, it is, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of fun. And every year of the camp along has been like just the coolest thing. And it's not a cult because we don't have any entry fees or anything. You just book your own campsite and show up like you were camping. Sequoia Lodge has nearby hotels and motels, which is always an option. They have on site like motel slash lodge style rooms as well as rentable cabins. There are some, oh, what you call them, like RV rentals. Like, did you know there's like kind of like Airbnb, but for RVs where you can choose a campsite and see if there are any RVs for rent there. I don't know if that's legal, but I stumbled into it, and Randy still won't stay in an RV with me, but that's okay. I respect his boundaries. Um, and then what else was there? Yeah, so Sequoia has a lot of different options for if you want to come and hang out around the campfire and participate in the potluck and just like, but then go and like sleep in an actual bed and have like an actual bathroom to yourself. There's always options. Um, yep, there's a casino around. There's a golf course on the Sequoia State Park, which is beautiful. Like it, I do think it's one of the most beautiful campgrounds I've ever been to, and I was very like, I don't know why I was so surprised by that, but at no point ever through driving through Oklahoma did I think that there would be a little cove so gorgeous as this campsite. So ah, oh, Misfit says, I'm obsessed. I wanted tiny house, hubby compromised, and we got an RV instead of a wedding. Ah, well, that's the best way to do it. Like, you can use that RV. You know, weddings just last like at most like 3 weeks. You know, so that'd be a hell of a wedding. Keep Doing Good says, my husband agreed to go so he can go to the casino on the way back. Nice. And I'm pretty sure they're going to start a Husbands of Crafty Wives Anonymous group at the camp along. And if they don't, that's a pretty good idea.
I get the feeling like 4 guys standing around. Crafts to your wife.
Ooh, beads. That's an expensive one. I'm doing some hiking and boat pontooning and chilling at camp, right? Because they have that marina. Oh, that's going to be so cool, Michelle. And horseback riding, which that's now. We are our between Anime St. Louis and Dragon Con personal goals are to continue with our weight loss. And if we maintain what we had been doing, I will have lost enough weight to be able to participate in they have trail rides, like with the horseback riding, but they have a 240-pound weight limit, and that's with tack and everything. And I understand that because it's like, I don't know if it's an hour or two. I wouldn't want to carry me around for 2 hours. Are you shitting me? And also I'm practicing for being able to get up into the saddle, which so I have that like really high step up pedestal on each side of the house, which from my memory is about stirrup height. And so I've been practicing like going through the motion, and I'm glad I started that because I don't know if I'd have been able to get up on the horse, but I am practicing and making progress. They can go over all the things they've had to make for our events. Yep. Hey Amanda, how's it going? Hey Yashal, how are you doing? It says, whoa, lots of metal rings. Yeah, sorry, I'm really bad about staying up with comments. Ooh, we do it says I'm up for horseback riding. Oh my god, because Randy, I would never ask Randy to go horseback riding with me because I know he would feel obliged to, and that he might actually, but I know he does not enjoy horses at all. He got kicked real good as a kid, and that kind of sealed the deal. This man can hold a grudge better than anything, but I don't blame him. But if any of y'all want to go horseback riding with me, that would be the most amazing thing in the world, because I will go by myself. I love you guys, but I'm going horseback riding. Randy can hang with me. Right on, pro. Misfit says that is such a great goal in practice. I'm excited. I'm already 40 pounds down from my highest, and my knees are feeling a whole lot better. My back's really tight, but that started whenever I took a belly dance course. So I think it's just I've got newer muscles that my body's not real used to yet. And so that's encouraging me to pick up on my yoga practice. So I'm really excited we're going to be doing that over in the Monster vlog. And I'm just okay. So then on the camping trip, we had biscuits and gravy. We hung out. Oh, the hammock was perfect. I'm so glad we bring our hammock. Like we bring the whole frame and everything. That way in the evening we move it over to by the campfire for stargazing and hanging out. But during the day, you just take one person on each end and you lift it, and it's like moving like a boat that's just hammock. We move it over into the shade, and that was so nice because all of the trees were these very, very tall, thin pines. So the shade was phenomenal, but just getting to like look at the sky, and the clouds were so pretty. Oh, and then I saw a woodpecker, which is a variety of, I gotta look it up actually because I gotta put a mark in my book. But which makes me, I think, as happy as finding a new Pokemon does for Randy. Where's my bird book? Bird book. What? Wendy? I don't know what I did with my bird book. It's the one with all the safety pins in it. Wait. Not safety pins. Paper clips. Bird book. Where the heck is you? Well, drat. It must be upstairs. I organized my books a few months ago, up to 2 years ago, and apparently didn't put my bird book where I thought I should because it's not where I'm looking. But yeah, it was a kind of woodpecker that had, because here we have like a red-headed woodpecker, that also has like white and black banding on its sides. And here, Birdie Book, right? Oh, and I got bug bit a bunch. Like all across here, something got me. So if you see me itching, I don't have fleas. I'm just bug bit. Yeah, I don't know where the heck it is. I'll find it later. But this woodpecker, it was definitely a woodpecker, had a completely red, like from the shoulders up, the entire head region was just the brightest, brighter than cardinal red. Oh my God, it was gorgeous. And we got to see it pretty up close. And then Saturday evening, we had a dance party during like the twilight hours. And so, but we didn't have any music going because there were other campers because we were staying over in like the RV area, which normally I like to stay in the primitive, but this worked out really well. We had access to electricity and water, and the bathrooms were very nice. But it was really fun. So my friend Pam spun poi with me, and I was like, all these years, you can spin poi this well. And she's like, this is the very first time I've done it. And I'm like, I can't believe I didn't get poi in her hands sooner, first off, but also second off, we had so much fun. And her youngest and her boyfriend had come camping with us. And so they were spinning poi with me and we were playing hula hoops, and it was a blast. And then Sunday, oh, Pam made French toast for breakfast. Dinner on Saturday, what was that? Mountain Dew chicken, which is the greatest thing ever. It's just basically chicken and potatoes and cheese all cooked in like a bunch of Mountain Dew. America. But it's delicious, and I'll fight anybody and take their portion. More for me if you don't like it. But yeah, so while that was cooking, we had a little bit of a dance party. And then Sunday, Pam made her French toast, which is delicious. And sorry, one of my rings broke. That's something that'll happen from time to time. And do you see how that happens? That's normal. So I try to not open and close the rings too much. I love horse riding, but haven't been for many years. Too many injuries. Right on. I understand that. One of my friends had two horses, but a slipped disc in her neck, and so she doesn't ride, but she would do liberty training and just getting to be around the horses. And honestly, I understand that. Like, I'm not super obsessed with riding, just because I'm kind of scared to, and I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, I've only gone riding a couple of times ever. But I got to muck out the horse stall the whole time I lived at the campground. And so I've been around horses, and that's the part that I'm obsessed about. I'm like, I just want to brush you so much. And so, but I mean, if it's a trail ride, I can't just be like, can I just pet one for 2 hours? Because I would pay the same amount of money to just get to hang out with a horse for 2 hours. Um, I might ask him. Anyways, what were we talking about? But yeah, she had a slip disc, so she was like, I'm okay for now. I just don't want to risk it. And the motion of riding, horseback riding, can really mess with that. What, dancing around a fire? Were there any brooms involved or skyclad? No, not this time. It was a little too cold. It was a woody woodpecker. Yeah, there was a bit of awkward energy in there the next day when we got to eat the leftover chicken. What? Oh no, oh Randy. Jean. Oh hey, Jean says back in the late 70s we had two horses, no saddles, and horses weren't broke. I was on a horse one time because I was terrified. My husband had 4 kids, and they rode them occasionally. Wow. No, I think it takes both a well-trained horse and a well-trained human for horseback riding to go well, because there's a whole lot of a language barrier, but there's also a whole lot of communication that needs to be happening, I feel, between the human and the horse, and the horse and the human. And so okay, so now we've extended this. It only took us an hour, And there's our bracelet ready to go. And I'm going to set that off to the side. And now I'm going to work on this one here. And if anybody has any questions about this month's Craft-A-Lon kit, which has all the materials to make one of your own. So you can expect to get a little baggie of beads, a bag of your 18 gauge 1/8 inch. So these aren't quarter inch. Well, they might be quarter inch. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, they're 1/4 inch. I don't know if that's 8 millimeters though. That was the question I had missed. I'm sorry. Let's see. I'm sorry, y'all. If I missed any of your questions, ooh, Michelle says we're going to bring our hammock as well. Edwin and I both have one. That'll be awesome. Which there should be enough trees around that y'all might be able to mount them on trees. They should have stools to help you get on a horse. Oh, that'd be cool. But still, I'd like to be able to have like the hip mobility to get my leg up and over. It's going to be more comfortable for me, I think, if I practice. And I'm such a dork. My friend Misty had sent me years ago a saddle chair because it is like ergonomic and stuff. But like, I'm like, I need to practice sitting in a saddle. Like, I'm such a dork, but I want to be prepared. And if I don't want to find out that sitting in that position is very uncomfortable, 15 minutes into a 2 hour long trail ride or however long it is, so that's why I'm like, I want to train. Gotta be the very best, like no one ever was. And then in your kit, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm changing lanes, y'all. You'll have your clasps and closing components necessary to do this project here. So these are some of the 18 gauge 1/8 inch rings that I just used 4 of them per bracelet. But this one, if you ordered a bag of your own, which this is the size they come in from Chainmaille Joe, this next design uses a lot more of them, but I think it's very cool. And it's just a little different that with the exact same materials, you can make 2 different enough bracelets. And then this one is, if we have the time today, this is one of the cabochons from our kit this month. And I used the same size of rings, the 18 gauge 1/8 or 1/4 inch to make a half Persian 3-in-1 bezel. And then I filled in the back with UV resin, but I had a little bit of leakage around to the front. So I'm going to be kind of messing around with this one today. But I wanted to make a necklace that was kind of Luna Moth themed. So it's on memory wire, but I'm going to add in some wire wrapped components and possibly some beading to cover up where the UV resin leaked to the front. And also, at least on my complexion, I think this green is beautiful and I love it on me, but whenever it's rimmed in silver, I prefer a vintage bronze. And so I'm going to be adding in a vintage bronze around it just to, because I like the silver, but I really like that vintage bronze. And so I was thinking about making myself a new necklace. I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun. So after I finish this next bracelet, that's what we're going to be working on. Where'd my ruler go? Don't forget to work on your arms too. What kind of work should I be doing? Because like with my yoga practice and practicing for aerial, so I'm like trying to get to where I can do like pull-ups and stuff, which I'm training the muscle groups, but I'm a long way away from being able to do the pull-ups. But with practice makes progress. Okay, so 5 units got us about 2.5. So I'm going to consider that a half inch per unit. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I lost count already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, 12 units of this one too. Because again, if I make it too long, we can always trim it off for the client. Hey, Laura's Gym, Walmart run done. Oh my God, thank you so much. Oh, Steffi Joe has gifted 1 subscription to the community. That she has gifted 36 subscriptions over our time on Kick. That's amazing. Thank you. Oh, and it went to Itsy Bitsy. Oh, that makes me so happy. Ooh, Michelle says, wanted to ask how much do you charge for your 5 bead star pendants? I'm going to make some. Depending on the size and the bead, we usually start them at $5. Most of the time they're 10 or up, especially if I'm using like a 10 millimeter or larger bead. Weedoos, it says you have to be able to pull yourself up and lower yourself as you get off. Okay, I'll practice that. Does the ring lord sell vintage bronze rings also? Their brown anodized aluminum matches vintage bronze pretty well. But if you want the exact match, I'd go with We've Got Mail because they make, as far as I'm aware, they make their rings from Parawire. Hola, Jan. Hey, Tiggy, how's it going? Hopefully the well wishes make the horses well, the horse is a while off still, but hope work goes by fast for you. Yeah. Oh, do some work. I'm off already, but I hope you get to ride horses and that you have fun doing it. Oh, thank you, Hannah. I don't know if you're here anymore, but thank you. Have a great rest of your day. I really like the design of the second bracelet you made in last week's video. Right on. That's what we're getting started in on. So we'll need 12 units. So 12 times 4, that's 48 rings is what we'll need of the large ones. And then in between each unit is going to be 2 rings. So I guess 24 of those. I've just answered, Eugene. Hey Lydia, yeah, every Tuesday from 3 to 6. And I know that we missed yesterday, but that's because we were coming back from our camping trip. But we stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday on YouTube and Kick from 3 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So whatever the time that is for you. Oh! Randy says, oh, snap, you're going to be great at it. You have a great personality. I agree entirely with what Randy has said. Steffi Joe says, did I miss you yesterday? No, we weren't able to stream yesterday. We were still on the road. Ooh, Blue Bear says, can you use the 3-in-1 Persian for a marble-shaped project? That's a really good question, and let me demonstrate for you real quick, because the short answer is yes, but. So give me a sec to... Here's a dusty old ball. We can use this. All right. So this is just a little green aventurine marble or orb. Let's see. Side quest. We're making 4-in-1 real quick. No, not 4-in-1. 3-in-1. My bad. Words are hard. So we're gonna do. Oh, y'all place your bets. How many rings of this size do you think it's gonna take to go around this 30mm orb? Doom, 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 doom. Hey, Mello, how are you doing? Boom, 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 doom, doom. I'm gonna and we can. This is around a 30 by 22mm cabochon, not exactly, but roughly. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I'm gonna set up 15. 36. This is Blue Bear. Hey, Blue Bear. Hey, Bodega. Oh, so yeah, I splurged a bit and bought 2 of the sets of beads you made last video. I couldn't help it due to them being shiny because I needed them for a project. Oh my God, I want, whenever you make what you're going to make with them, like when you finish your project, can you send me a picture so I can see what you did? And also, wonderful opportunity for some shameless self-promotion. Yesterday, our shop update was the groovy cabs. We added a whole mess. If y'all have been missing the cabochons that have a grooved into them, like these ones here, which we'll actually wrap these here in a bit so that y'all can see how to wrap those. I just lost my train of thought. You can buy them on our website, backearthcreations.com. Woo! And if you sign up for our newsletter, you get coupons. And you'll be among the first to know whenever we do have a shop update or a tutorial or a live stream. Sisters of the Hook, our friend Tashers, celebrates their subscription for 17 months. You have paid some of our bills, my friend. Thank you. Like, hot dog. For a second, I was like, why is everybody saying numbers? So, uh, we're doing really well, Tashers. How are you doing? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just 5 more. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Aw, thank you, Jean. I've had this shirt for a while, and it was just the perfect weather to wear it today. That, and I thought I'd be kind of promiscuous and show my shoulders today in hopes that it helps our views. So, I don't know. I'll show some skin if it'll help us. Like, do you want to see my ankles? They're depressing. They're all bug bit and hairy. But I'll just give me $1 and I'll show you. Steffi, just bye. I'll say anything to get y'all to laugh. Truly, I will. $1's $1. Exactly. And mama's got bills to pay. But working hard for the money. Working hard for you, honey. Well, our grinder is working. And the biggest thing is my hands have recovered enough. That was something that was very hard on the pain in my hands came from here, and a lot of that was those long hours of doing grooving. Though really I never did it for more than an hour at a time, but it was a hell of an hour. Is it crazy I love the smell of leatherworking gloves? Are those gloves for leatherworking or like work gloves that are made out of leather? Because I didn't know that there were gloves for leatherworking. Hey Katrina, how's it going? Hey Shannon. Oh, we're just getting into it. Risque, not for, there we go. Ooh, yes. Risque. Ah, oh, Tashers. Show ankles. Okay, but it's just going to be real quick. And it's shoes on, none of that weird stuff. All right, there you go. That's all you get. You're going to have to rewind it and screenshot it if you wanted it to last. Work gloves made of leather. No, that's not weird. That's a nice smell. Hey, Katrina, how are you doing? Times are hard. Don't judge me. Oh no, Tashers. Do 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 do. Ooh, do 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 do. She's for Randy only, folks. Yeah, he my boy. Okay, so I'm just closing one ring each, except for there's going to be 2 on the first and none on the last. And I set this up for this, even if it turns out that it's only going to be like 13 rings. I'll just use, whenever I get close to the end, I'll just use, the last one anyhow. So I'm going to close one more and we're going to put it in line. Pro Pool says, I want to see Randy's ankles. I don't know if you can afford Randy's ankles. And also, I don't know if YouTube will let us show his awesome calves. Like, it's borderline indecent. Those things are good. Randy, are you up for doing feet pics today? He says no. He said, no. Randy get an OnlyFans I don't know about? Not that I'm aware of, but I'd sign up. Do what, honey? He says, with all that free time. Ooh, Lydia says, I remember when you bought your mini wet saw. I bought one, have not used it yet, but can't wait for future me to use it. Mine is definitely making wiping certain gemstones easier. Yeah, no, having the grinder, 100%. So nice. Free the feet, Randy. Okay, So we're closing that first ring, and I'm going to clear the work surface as much as I can so that this is visible. Making sure everything's on charging. There we go. Yeah, they're getting like weird today. We had a really good time in the woods. I don't know what to tell you. If you can't handle the heat, then don't cross the street. We're hooking through. We have tutorials on this, you guys, and it is one of the hardest things I've ever learned how to do. Poor Vaughn just here trying to craft, and the hooligans show up. Yes, but you're my hooligans, and I love you. Like, this is so much more fun than crafting by myself. Like, I would not have any of this if, it's like I'd have been watching, I don't know, probably nature shows on YouTube, but which is also fun. But I need this as well. So thank you guys for being here. I think my granddaughter would love this shirt. She has lost like gobs of weight. She's a bunch taller than me, and she likes to show your belly shirts. Right on. Well, this one's quite long, but in the show your belly shirts, those are real in fashion. My eldest niece is really into them, and she wears them really well, so that's good. I look like Pooh Bear on the loose, but that's okay. It's cute. It's just not the look I'm going for. Us, obviously. This is who you calling hooligans, Tashers. And Tashers is just like, like, I think it's one of the healthiest things in the world that at least every 4 months, Randy and I go out and legit touch grass, um, and just be disconnected for a while, like, or disconnected from everything for a while, and just enjoy each other's company and go on new adventures. And I gotta keep telling y'all about the camping trip. We only got to Saturday night where we had the dance party, which was fun. And then we had Mountain Dew chicken. I had my very first in a long time that I can remember, uh, like banana. What are they called? Banana boats, Randy. What are those banana things that Izzy makes? Banana boats. They're amazing. It was like just hot banana with like chocolate peanut butter drizzle and marshmallows. Like you peel off a bit of the peel and like you stuff all that other stuff in there and you put the peel back on and wrap it up in foil and put it on the coals. It was so good. Um, Pam and I split one and ate it with graham crackers. Like it was a dip. It was amazing. And then I'm thinking, yeah, we had French toast on Sunday and we just walked around and that really tried to stay cool because it was quite warm in the afternoon in the sun. Dark chocolate chips as well. So good. So good. Um but Sunday evening we had, well, lunch on Sunday was pudgy pies. Randy and I had roast beef and Swiss pudgy pies, which is like a greasy camp panini. Very good stuff. And our friends had turkey pesto, which smelled really good. But Randy and I are pretty committed to having the roast beef and Swiss. And then Sunday night, Sunday during the day, we got to watch all the other campers break down, which is always really nice to like over the course of a weekend get to like see how people set up and then how their campsite looks and then watch their tear down because I'm always there like taking notes. Like on just like there was one person who had an RV and like a mini semi truck. Like it wasn't like a big pickup truck, it was a little semi truck. And I hadn't seen one of those ever, I don't think. And we spend a lot of time on the road. So I get kind of excited when I see a new kind of vehicle. But it was perfect for pulling their like Jamungo, like I could retire in that thing RV. Um, and we went to a class to learn how to read maps. And I learned how to read maps and I realized how valuable that information would have been whenever I went backpacking. But I just stuck to the trail. So so same concept on your marble or round stone is you'll just bring it around like that Reminds me of a dish called Bananas Foster. It's very like, ooh, if we drizzled, what is it, rum on it and set it on fire, it'd be at least a cousin of Bananas Foster, like for certain. So wondering how long the drill saw bits you use depending on the amount of stones you grind. Huh. I only get one size of grinder, and then I use that for everything, regardless of what size stone I'm using. So that way, regardless of the size of the stone, the groove size is the same, if that makes sense. I hurt myself on chainmail. I really hope it helps. Eee, right on, Shannon. And thus the turducken was born. What do you guys even say? That sounds delicious. Do you have it recipes? I want a camper so bad. Campers would be so cool. Stuff inside other stuff on a fire is always a good time. Chaos creators, hooligans. Yeah. Crafters of chaos. A book on chainmail. Oh, right on. Okay, that makes more sense. Nah, you're probably fine. You're probably fine. Oh man. Oh, Tashers, I have to say, I've so enjoyed your streams, but I enjoy them even more getting to see your beautiful face while you're streaming. And you're so expressive. Like, I didn't want to say anything about it when I was in your stream because I didn't want to make you feel self conscious or anything, but girl, you are gorgeous. Oh my God. Will you high five Zeb for me? Like, well done, sir. Did you make that marble? I did not. This is a green aventurine that Randy got at one of the gem and mineral shows we went to, and I keep it in my little fairy shelf that's right there. Hey Triquetcha, how's it going? Oh, I was wrong. We're gonna need more than 15. Oh, were the numbers, were y'all saying how many units or how many rings? Well, do you see what I'm saying though, babe? There's a difference between how many units and how many rings. Those are two different numbers. So there's 16, 17. Okay. 18. And I'm going to go all the way to 20 because that's an easier number for me to remember than like having to remember 17 rings. Okay, cool. And that's why I was asking what you guys were saying the numbers on, but I think I got distracted. Highly distractible. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm distracted. We're doing really well. We had a fantastic time in the woods. Sunday night, all the other campers had headed out. It was because like the 2 nights before, it was really like smoky and stuff from, I mean, almost every campsite had somebody camping in it, and we all had different campfires. So it felt like being like Game of Thrones out on the, battlefield the night before with all the different encampments of, you know, or like being at a festival or a gathering. It was just amazing being surrounded by strangers, but we're all here enjoying the same thing. And we had just our little group together. And Sunday night, though, everybody had gone home, so it was the clearest and the quietest it had been. So we were able to hear a lot more of the wildlife because there were no camper generators going or anything like that. Which was a nice, like, just change. Like, I really enjoy contrasts over the course of a weekend because 4 days of exactly the same thing is really nice, but 4 days of slightly different variations on that really nice thing keeps it from becoming like Squidward Town. Where it's like I've acclimated to this level of niceness. I like keeping it changing. And then I don't mind being, in the same spot for 4 days. Well, crepes. Oh, shut. Crepes and taters. Do, do, do. I don't know how to accept compliments. That's the best I got, Sis Tashers. Know that I am sweating in your general direction as a token of my appreciation of your kind words. Sweating right back at you. Hey, Blossom, how's it going? But Sunday night, I'll get there, I promise. All of the other campers, for the most part, had left. So we turned on the music, and Catherine was our DJ, and we all broke out. Izzy had brought these like glow sticks. And so we were all wearing like glow glasses, and like there were little clip-on glow earrings, and like we did the glow stick bracelets like around our feet, and then like spun poi and hula hooped. and just danced, and it was a really good time, and it was so fun. And we had the laser light out because I didn't want to do this when all the other campers are there because that's a little disruptive if you're trying to enjoy the peace and quiet of nature. Um, but like you couldn't hear what we were doing from like over at the bathroom. So I'm pretty sure the other campers could just, and it was like it was before 10 p.m. It was before quiet time. Um, but it was so much fun. Oh my gosh. So that was pretty cool. Oh, and Pam had gotten one of those. It's like a log that's a big hole drilled down into it, and then like a little hole drilled on the side. And it's like a rocket stove, kind of, but it's wood. So you're just sacrificing the whole thing. Um, we put that together with, I say we, but it was mostly Randy and Cade. Got like funky flames down inside of it. I kind of clogged it up with some pine cones, but was we finally burnt through the pine cones, and then it looked really cool. But there's Randy said I could put sticks in it, and I graduated from sticks to pine cones rapidly and blocked all of the airflow. So, all right. So there we are, bringing it around. But this really, there's no corner for it to hold to. So it's a little bit ornery. And I'm going to do it, babe. Well, I don't know. I haven't counted it yet. I think it's, well, we set up 20 and I have, well, let me join it and we'll get there. But if I did these two joins together, it would be way too tight. It'd be putting too much tension on the rings. So I'm just going to set that there. Then I'm going to pick up our last one because I'd rather it be a little looser than too tight. Then yeah, it started raining late Sunday night into Monday morning, but we were able to get torn down, and then it really started coming down once we were on the road. But it was a wonderful weekend. I agree, Becca. She says this has been fun, but I have to get to work. Have a great rest of your day. So you can see, oh, that is a little too loose though, isn't it? All right, I'm gonna take a ring out. It doesn't matter where. It doesn't have to be the same one that we finished it on. It just has to get taken out. Let me find our closure. There it is. Rule maybe 4 of camping, but does it burn? It does, but it completely blocks the airflow, which that fire design, or like that rocket stove Dakota fire hole style log, really relies on airflow. Yeah, closing it's always tricky. I like to have the concaves, like the concave side towards me, and I'm holding that ring and I'm bringing this around, and then I just hook through the ring closest to me. That's kind of on the bottom. And then I just drop it and close it. Like I can close this, but I only have one way of doing that, if that makes sense. And then I come in and I hold right next to where we just added that ring. And now we're gonna try to get these to line up. And I want that ring to be stacked in with the pattern. And then, so it's this ring right here. And this is where this is the weave that bent nose pliers became my go-to favorite on, because it's so important to me to be able to get into those tight and narrow spaces without having my hand all twisted up every which way. And then we're going to open this ring, and all of this kind of like fell apart. I'm just coming in, making sure that that ring's on top of this one behind it. You don't want it to be like this. You want it to be like that. And then we're just going to push that up and over its head like an enemy of the state. And then we're going to close it. Yeah, that's whenever Randy and I pack away. I shouldn't tell you all this. Whenever we pack away the sleeping bags, because I've got it all like choke hold, and then Randy we'll put the bag over, and we'll both say, and put a bag over its head like an enemy of the state. And it just, we need to get out more. I remember when you did the style chainmail and cabochons. I did it just the other day ago. I remember too, Lydia. Oh, this is actually much better of a size than I thought it would be. This is, I dare say, freaking perfect. I thought it would put too much pressure on the rings. It seems to be great. And the way that you would check that is whenever you see your openings on your rings, or checking your closures rather, if there's too much pressure on the rings, a lot of them will start to pull apart. And so now is the time in the project that I'm actually going to go and tuck. This is probably my favorite cheat for making these look like they've been soldered, is I go through and I try to tuck so that you can't see any of my openings or closures. And I think it's, I find it worthwhile because it, more important than whether or not people see them, when you pet it, it feels smooth and seamless. And that's what I want, is I want my jewelry to be very, very comfortable, because quite frankly, if it's not comfortable, I'm not wearing it. And if I'm not going to tolerate it in my own jewelry that I'm buying and wearing, then I wouldn't expect our customers to either. So, and it's a small step, but we've put in all this work so far anyways, we may as well. And this is another stage where it's, I really enjoy my bent nose pliers. There we go. Did you see something that I missed? Was I out of frame? Go over what one more time? Oh, okay. Well, Michelle, I'll bring some chainmail. If you bring your pliers, and we'll sit down and we will do this in person, and we're going to get you joining these rings. So, but I don't do this part until it's on the cab. And if it were to pop off, I'd check it again, because those rings would shift. So you don't need to try to do it as you go, because stuff is going to shift around. It's finishing work. Do it when everything else is done. And so now we're going to set that there, which also, I really like doing this weave a little bit smaller. So like to the circumference of like the 30-degree latitude line on your stone. And then instead of using a little ring like this, you can just set your orbs and spheres and things into their own little chainmail stand, which I think is a lot of fun. Oh, I'm so glad I used the coffee ice cubes. Ooh, oh, that's powerful. Because it's double shot espresso mocha protein shake with 1 cup of coffee worth of frozen coffee ice cubes. Michelle says, love it. Yes, I'm down. You got a deal. Because sometimes, like in some of the classes that we've taught, I went full ghost mode and will like kind of get behind the person in a not creepy way, I promise. But I do have to like sit my boobs on your shoulders to be able to reach around. So brace yourself. And I actually held their hand and helped them to get that angle. And I wish I had longer arms for y'all's sake, but yeah. I will help you get the closure. Oh, mellow. Oh, so let's count and see how many. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that was 34 rings. Who won? Who guessed 34? Because you're the winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. You don't win anything. We don't have any prizes today, but I'm still proud of you. Oh, Michelle says you can boob me. Honestly, it's going to depend on the weather, whether or not I boob you. I'm just going to say, if it's hot and humid, I'll be like, well, you can figure it out, because I'll just be with the fans on me and like ice packs. Better than that, you can count on it. All right. So we have some options. I hope the person who asked about this is still here. Does anybody have any questions so far? Because, 34 rings, 17 units though. Oh, Blue Bear says, isn't there 3 rings per unit? No, it's just the 2, one open with one closed on it. Now, by the end of it, there's like in this one ring, the reason it's called a half Persian 3-in-1 is because this ring is going into that ring. This ring is inside of this ring, and this ring is inside of this ring. So even though we didn't set it up that way, whenever they're woven, that's how it ends up being, is that there's 3 of them. And the distinction is there's because there's also a weave called the half Persian 4-in-1, which is a much flatter, it doesn't have nearly as much of a convex inside part, like a trough that hugs the stone. But it's a really nice weave for when you want it to lay flat. And that one, inside each one ring, 4 would be going through. Hey, Kane's Chains, how's it going? Sidebar, kinda, but have you ever heard of the Tata towel? Yes. I haven't used it. Last time I tried the concept, it just kept slipping up and over. So I was like, I'm gonna have to give gravity some years before I can utilize this tool properly. But I'm getting there. Hey, Hawk, how's it going? So we could take wire. This is not nearly long enough for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to discuss the resin version first. I would take a UV resin and do a quick whoop, like probably by putting it into a cap and then whoop around, and then set that under the UV lamp, and then do that same thing to the other side, and then probably do 3 layers of that to build up enough of the UV resin. But I would definitely not want to do this outside where it would set up immediately. I would just, I'm going to show you guys. Let me see if my lamp works. All right, so this camera is going to be useless, but I'm taking this one over here with me. My buddy Crew and I, he's 3 years old. We drew some artwork. But yeah, so that's over there. No.
Just wanted to ask.
Okay, thank you, honey. Do we have any other orbs that I could attach it to? I just realized this is, and I appreciate Randy bringing this to my attention. This is his orb, not mine, and I don't think he wants me to glue stuff to it. But I would just use UV resin to go around that edge. So we may demonstrate this. It's the same way as what we do these guys over here, but this one I fill in the back. But on a sphere, I wouldn't want to do that. Shell says, I thought about buying the Tata towel. Tasha says, right, but I've always wondered if they would just slip off like what Vaughn just said. Great concept, though. The underboob sweat is real, man. I just wear a towel like a sarong, but like an empire-waisted sarong, if that makes sense. Because it doesn't matter which side the fabric is like attached to, and I don't like stuff pulling down on my neck. Like this one you'll see is racer back. So unless they make a racer back like Tata towel harness, which is basically a terry cloth bra at that point, it'd be nice if we get together because I learn so much better and easier when I can see and do rather than reading in pictures. I hate pausing and rewinding a million times. Right on, Shannon. Now, there aren't any official classes or anything at the camp along, but you can feel free to bring a project. And if you have any questions, I mean, that's one of my favorite parts about the camp along is just sitting around and talking shop the whole time. So it doesn't work well for me. Right on. I thought about getting the Tata towel before too, but I hate halter tops and that crap hurts. My tatas are far too heavy to put all the weight on my neck like that. Right on. Oh, Blue Bear says, thank you. My daughter gave me a beautiful marble like stone for Mother's Day. Oh, that's amazing, Blue Bear. So let me show you how we could do. I'm going to use, you could use a 28, 26, or 24 gauge. I'm going to use a 26 gauge on this one. But this is, I call it a fractal wrap. And I'm going to pull off 5 feet. You might need more for yours. If it turns out that I need to splice some in, we'll go over how to do that. Shell says, I get you, girl. I don't like the neck pulling like Ron said, but you wanted to check it out. Yeah. Okay, so for this, I would start with, whenever we thread the wire through, I don't want it to just be coming through one side. I want it to be coming through both sides. And we're going to give ourselves about 2 or 3 inches of wire protruding out the backside, because that way when we're done, we can sew it in. I'm not going to bother with the sewing in yet because it's very tricky, because there's nothing stabilizing the stone. So I'm finding the end of our wire. And you can go each one of these spots. Again, we'll want to make sure to go through both sides, but I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pulls over, counting on the first open one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oop, caught on my microphone. Bodega says, me comes back from making potato soup. Ooh, potato soup. And here's previous discussion. What did I just walk back into? Tata towels or something. Now, this might not be enough. Ooh, booger. That's okay. Just slide it back on. So don't pull too hard or it'll slide off. And now I'm coming back one. So one of these sides is going to be, well, I'm going to try on the 5, because if it's too short, then now we know from experimentation. And then I'm coming back one each time. And so, and also by leaving this tail here, if my first couple are kind of messy, we might be able to extract them, but I wouldn't count on that. So, okay, so there's that. And I'm just going to come and I'm whip stitching through where the wire is both the needle and the thread. Not tugging too hard, but I do want to get it up nice and flush. Making sure, whoop, that we get tangled on the microphone. And then just making sure that we come through. I like to pull with my fingers supporting from behind, and then we bring it around. Making sure we're threading through both. And again, pulling, coming from behind. And I'll pull this one out later. So even though everything's wrapping over it. So we're just turning. It doesn't look great yet, but trust the process. Okay. Okay, there we go. Whoop. Whoop. It keeps sliding off. But okay. And I'm testing to see. And Randy had said that he thinks 7 holes in between would be better. So he's quite frankly, he's probably right. So now I'm going to go through this side. Wait, yes. But I just wanted to experiment just for knowing, for certain. So you can see how that's coming across. Bringing this around. Ooh, spirograph vibes, yes. And then coming through this one right here. And as we get more wire built up, we'll want to make sure that we're not threading through any of the other wire. We just want to be sewing through that chainmail frame. And I'm going to have issues with it sliding off until we get at least half of it wrapped. Oops. To the dawn, when I looked back, to the darkness, to the dawn. Which this way of incorporating the wire, I think, is a fantastic way of being able to capture stones or a marble or, something of the sort without having to use any adhesives. Actually, the first time I ever wrapped anything like this was there was an author, Stephanie Osborne, who does some really cool, like she's got some great books that she's written, like a steampunk Thomas Edison one. She's a very clever cat, but she had a moldavite specimen. And she was like, "Can you wrap this for me, but not use any adhesives?" And I was like, "I can try." And it was this almost exact same wrap style that I had ended up doing, where I did the chainmail around the edge and then used the wire to do that setting. Hey Hawk, she says, "Vaughn, what is the sphere you're working on?" This is one of Randy's green aventurine spheres that I keep in my fairy garden that I was demonstrating answering for Blue Bear, how to, if I could do the half Persian 3-in-1 to set a sphere or a spherical object in. So that's what we're doing. Oh God, it was beautiful. And at that point in our career now too, really, we didn't have much opportunity to purchase expensive gemstones like that. And that was a very large, very impressive piece of moldavite. But it was about half an inch thick. Um, but I mean, it was about this big, if I recall, roundabout there. But it was only half an inch thick. So the green color, oh my gosh, really came through. Oh, that was a beautiful piece. It had a couple of air bubbles trapped within the glass. Hey Sherry, how's it going? And it gets easier as like as your wire starts to get used up, because you're not having to, for me at least, I'm not having to use my mouth to keep the wire straight. But I can get a little lost sometimes, so I just follow the wire back and then come forward one, looking through both. Oh, we got a kink. That okay. We'll just straighten it a little. And then using our nylon jaw pliers, we're just going to straighten that out and then pull it through. Excellent. So yeah, it was, Michelle says, "Holy cow." It really was. It was I've not seen one that large or that impressive of a specimen since then, as far as moldavite goes. And the thing is, I have no idea how much that specimen cost her either. Hey Beth, how's it going? Ah! Oh no! Oh no! It's okay. Maybe we can fix it. Come on, Stone, you can do it. Oh, oh my gosh, come on. Okay, we're getting there. So you can tell it's not like set yet. I think Randy, I think I should have listened to Randy. Um, where does this one sew through? So went through that one last. Oh, and that would have been our last one too. Oh heck. That's all right. So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to grab this wire Nope, that's the wrong wire. Oh no. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Oh no. Well, one of these sides I think looks nicer than the other one. So there's her nurse. That's Randy. I should have just pulled it out to start with, because now there's all this in the way and I can't tell which wire is which. Nope, it's not that one either. Oh, Jiminy. There we go. All right. Okay, so it wasn't the last one for us to add. It's that one right there. I'm going to learn my lesson, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this one out right meow. So. All right, now we're going to keep on weaving. So this one came out of that one. So now we're going to come through this one. Did I go through the right one? I'm looking. I don't know if I went through the correct one, you guys. I mean, it looks like it. Yeah, don't be afraid to double check yourself. The quality of your work will improve. Oh, it's all because I'm supposed to go to the one past it. Alrighty. There we go. And so now, and if you're still getting a little bit of wiggle, if we were to have gone 7 across, it would have looked like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because my worry with that 7 is that it would be too much across the front of the stone. But really, I think that looks pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is we might make this 2 layers. So this one here, like this. And I'm wondering where I should bind this wire off to. And if we were to make this into like a pendant, then it would have a distinct top or bottom. So I don't mind coming around to this part, this top. We entered through this side and I'll be attaching to here. And since we'll be adding a second layer, I'll show you how to make that look balanced. And I'm wrapping, there's 2. It's like we're making a very nice little coil. 3. 4. I'd like to do at least 5 because we are going to be putting tension on this. And it gives me a nice kind of round number to, I mean, it's not like a proper round number, but if I finish all my ends off at 5, then they all kind of look the same, which adds an element of consistency that has subtle ways of just being pleasing to the eye. And it's kind of all I can easily fit, but I'm going to try to go a few more. Aw, thank you, Lydia. What are you working on today? So there's 7. There is, I think 8 is all I'm going to be able to fit. Ooh, Triquet just says, I followed your flower star bracelet tutorial a couple nights ago with some 4mm tiger's eye beads. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Now I need to get all the colors in 4mm size to make more. Yes! That's awesome, Brooke. All right, so we have our 8, but I'm not going to trim our end yet because what we're fixing to do might pull the wire and I don't want to lose our end. So now whenever it's a short bit of wire like this, I like to just use my pliers to be the primary tool here. I'll use my finger to hold things into place. 2. Passing it through, bracing the back so it doesn't spring back. And 3. Bodega says, this reminds me of when I had a flat-bottomed resin marble I put into a pendant to use as an impromptu jeweler's loop. The only differences are using aventurine and wire where I used paracord. Right on, that's really cool. How did that work as a jeweler's loop? I mean, I bet it beat not having one for sure. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to try to get up to 8. 6. 7. I actually really like doing this. Like, I wonder if we did this and then added a bead and then sewed and then added a bead and then sewed. Might look really cool. Maybe you can see boop, 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 just a little left on there. Lydia says, I'm working on a picture jasper oval bead ring enclosed by 2 tiger eye beads and silver parawire. Oh, nice. That sounds beautiful. Okay, so here we have our situation. Where is, I do not want to scratch the stone. So one of my favorite tools for doing this is either a mechanical pencil that has the lead pulled in so that, you know, we're not like marking on the stone. Or we could use my absolute favorite, if I can find it. I have a porcupine quill somewhere around here, and it is hands down my favorite tool to use for, oh, I found another ball stylus tool. It's just the one, but I'll set it here so I can take it over to my sculpting station. Porcupine quill. Porcupine. Well, you could use like a plastic knitting needle is another really great option. Oh, that's not, it's a cup burr. My eyesight is not what it used to be. Is there a porcupine quill in here? No. Or like if you sharpened the end of a wooden dowel with a pencil sharpener and then sanded the tip down just a little, that would make a really good tool. You just want something that's not going to scratch your stone. So since I'm not finding any of my other tools, I'm going to use this here mechanical pencil that has a compass attached to it. But I'm just going to come and catch that front little bit, and I'm going to pull this way, and I'm going to move over the next wire and pull that way. And I'm going to move over to the next wire. And if you can't get to one of them, don't worry about it. Just move to the next one, because eventually we'll be able to reach all of them. And so you don't have to do it like exactly perfectly in order, but you can also oops. There we go. Ooh, chopsticks that have been sanded work well as well. That's a really good idea. Thank you. I do prefer to do them in order, but sometimes that's just not how it plays out. So I'm just coming around, and you could use your thumb to brace to give it a little bit stronger. Whatever I do, I try to do it consistently. But if you want to give it a little bit of a stronger bend there. What up, baby? A toothpick. I don't know how well that will work, but I will try it because I'm worried that the tip's going to be weak. Oh, it works. Thank you, baby. But yeah, I just wanted something that you make sure it's not going to damage your stone. Oh, well, and if that happens, we'll just take our emery board and file it down just a little. Boop, 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 boop. Tricky. Boop, boop. There we go. Do you see how it's coming along though? Like that's pretty sweet, I think. Rather, oh hey Loki, the ASMR of tightening. Yeah, a little porcupine quill. Um, it's just they're perfect. They're because they're keratin, so it's kind of like fingernail material. So I don't have to worry about it scratching up anything except for it hurts when I stab myself in these slip. But I mean, it hurts with a Q-tip or a toothpick too. So words are hard. How are you doing today, Loki? And then if all else fails, we can just use the sharp end of our stick to get things crossed over and then boop. Boop. And we're coming up on our last wire or two. Boop. Boop. And now we can kind of go back through, but I don't want to do that too much because, oh my gosh, I've pushed us across to the other side. Wow, that looks so cool though. Ah, that looks so cool. I love it. But we will primp this when it's all said and done because again, we still have the whole other side to do. And you can really tell when you miss one. It will make itself evident. Okay. I wonder if Randy will want to keep it like this for a while. Because the problem is it's a netting, so it has a little bit of like a stretch to it. Like, do you think a silicone point utensil would work? It depends entirely on the rigidity. I kind of like having something that is slick and smooth, like the porcupine quill or a plastic knitting needle or a toothpick, as opposed to something that is rubbery and might have drag. I mean, I'm not saying it won't work. It's definitely certainly worth trying, but I've not tried it, so that's what my worry would be. Boop. And it's kind of easier going in the other direction, it seems. For now, at least. So just coming in here. Boop. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then we're just gonna go like that. And then you see how it's kind of pushing it on through. Hey, Sha, how's it going? For a more durable version of a toothpick, I use a singer's tapestry needle or large eye sewing needle and a pin vise. Oh, that's a good idea. Ah! Okay, let's see. Staying busy, I have my own gem mount story designed by Joe was readying to help me replace a gem, speaking very loosely, that came in a cheap signet ring. Okay. It looked like an all black glass bead in a photo, but seemed to be epoxy poured into a silicone form type gem. Gotcha. I found in my hoards of repurposed a cat's eye, the exact same size. Going to swap out. The ring looks nice and fits perfect. Hard to just return that for a refund. Yeah, especially if you can pop the stone out. That'll be really cool. Designed by Joe is really awesome. Like, you're in good company. Really looks amazing. Aw, well, that's good, Lydia. Aisha, I'm showing how to set a marble or sphere shaped stone or gem in the half Persian 3-in-1. But this is my husband's gemstone sphere, and I think he likes it as like just a sphere. So I didn't want to use any epoxy, because otherwise I'd have done it with a UV resin to demonstrate that. But we'll have to find a different gem. Ooh, probably. I bet I've got something in my collection that's like translucent, and that way I could hang it in the window. It's a sun catcher. That'd be really cool. I think I have a little red marble upstairs. It's just wee bitty. Now, on something like this, if I were gluing it on, I would probably rather go with a smaller chainmail setting. Like, so I'd use like maybe an 18 gauge 3/16 inch because it would give me more instances of metal contacting the stone. But the larger ring cups around farther to the front and back. So these are just different things to take into consideration. Now, question, y'all, should we do the same color of wire, or should we do like a vintage bronze or an antique copper for the next layer on top of it? Because I could go either way. Hey, Brenda, how's it going? Itzy says, came over here, adverts.
Left or right?
Left. Oh, brought me chocolate. So we're taste testing this one?
I guess you can.
Oh, really? Oh, so one of these is a Heath bar.
Remember which one was left.
This one was the first one you handed me. One of these is a Heath bar and one of them is a score bar. And I want to find out which one I prefer. These are the things that I'm on a journey of self-exploration. Oh, it's on my nose. Oh, that's good. Vintage bronze it is, y'all. That's pretty good. They are different. I prefer this. This is a score bar, isn't it? The one I took first. I like the score bar better. It doesn't stick in my teeth as bad. Ah!
Give me that.
Can you actually take that from me and put it in the fridge? I'll have it for dessert. Thank you. I just don't need to.
Oh,
Well, I gotta do one more layer, baby. Hey, Hoovian, how's it going? I'm just eating some candy. Ooh, Bodega says, just as a heads up, if you use a clear glass orb, you need to be careful with hanging in sunny areas. It works like a magnifying glass and can potentially start fires. Okay. I think the workaround for that one is I'd put it on one of those, like, it spins it. And that way it sets the whole house on fire with its laser beam. Okay, let me get the chocolate off my hands. The chocolate and chainmail dust. And this one, I'm going to use 24 gauge wire. And I'm going to pull off. I'm not going to need it all, but I like to give myself options. I'm going to pull off the whole arm span again. Oh God, it's tangled. Okay. I bet a little bit of coffee with that Heath bar. Yeah, good with coffee. You're right, Lydia. Like, I'm not the kind of person to be like, dissing on a candy bar. I enjoy Heath bars as well, but I don't like it when stuff gets stuck in my teeth. I still have some of that Heath bar stuck in my teeth. Cat's eye found is a standard size 18 by 13 millimeter oval, about the size of a blue bead on the right of the screen. Right on. Nice. Okay, so now I'm just going to start. Well, heck, I was going to try to make them be even. If I were making them be even, I'd have done them in the same color. So I guess I'm going to come through here on the same spot, and I'm going to be sure to give myself the same amount of wire. Huh? I have a feeling Randy Spear is now a part of Von's amazing jewelry collections. Randy Spear? Oh, Sphere. Gotcha. Oh, wow. That'd be really cool, Hawk. Vintage bronze. What'd I miss, honey? Wooden fid. Oh, hey, Erica. How's it going? How are you doing today? Okay. Hey, Andrea. She says, howdy, Vaughn. Just got off work and so happy to see your happy face. Oh, hey, Andrea. We had a fantastic weekend out in the woods. I hope you're doing well. Let's go finish day job work, rewarding that completion with stream tonight. Nice, Loki. We'll keep an eye out for you. Doing well, thank you. How you both doing? We're doing really well. We just had a camp along. Well, not a camp along. It was kind of we one of our friends was having a family camping trip and invited us along, so we went camping for the weekend, and it was awesome. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jumping ahead 7. Bye, Loki. And I'm gonna double up because I think it would look cool. And really, that's the whole driving force behind all this. It's what got me into this whole mess. I want to wear rocks because I think that would look cool. So I'm trying to not. Okay, there we go. Get tangled. Ooh, Lynn says, can you do that twisting technique thing you do, like when you're reducing tension on the back of a cab? Would it be easier? You could. I don't know if it would give the same effect in the end. I'm worried that there'd be a little bit of a I hope I don't regret this. Okay, so we have our wire under tension. We have our wire under tension, and if I take it and do the twist, it gives it that pattern. Whereas if we have our wire under tension and we press down, it gives it a sharper end. So I don't know if that demonstrates the concept, but yeah. And so we could do that, but I don't know. I prefer this look for this one. So it's purely stylistically, but it would accomplish the same thing for tightening. I can feel the sugar entering my bloodstream. Ooh, woo, oh, still recouping. Yeah, how'd your powwow go? We worked 16 hours on Friday and 18 hours on Saturday, and we had to break down and pack up. Woof. Get your rest, Hawk. I hope we had a great weekend. Okay. So now I don't want to do all the way around though. I'm glad you had a great time camping. Me too. What have you been up to? Do you have any upcoming streams? So we have that. And again, I'm not entirely certain how I'm going to finish these off just yet. And I think for the sake of having 2 wires along both sides, I'm actually going to pass this one along through here. Because I just want them to sit nice and parallel. Ooh, been trying to get back into streaming, been busy with personal stuff lately. Right on. Yeah, I hear that. We've had a bit of it's been a wild month, I'm just going to say. But all's well that ends well, I suppose. Andrea said, hey, Andrea, how's it going? She says, that's a chunky green sphere. It is. This is one of Randy's spheres. And I'm wrapping it to demonstrate how we would use the half Persian 3-in-1 for. Oh, I love this. Okay. So I'm just going to bring this one around. how to use the half Persian 3-in-1 for setting a spherical stone or cab or marble or what have you. And again, this is another reason why I love these bent nose pliers, is I'm able to get in there and just kind of inch that wire along. And we've brought that around, so now I'm going to count 7. Erica says, yes, it's been hectic, but it'll be worth it in the end when it's over with. Right on. Well, I hope it's good changes or good things. Sometimes hectic can be stressful but good. Oh, I don't know if 7. Well, it seems like it might work. So now I'm coming up through this one again to double up on that vintage bronze. Well, I'm kind of just making a triangle because I kind of want it to look, I don't know, kind of sacred geometry a little bit. Okay. Uh-oh. But now we're in a position where hey honey, can I put beads around the edge of this? What kind of beads? Amazonite? Or do you want to do more green aventurine? Or do you want me to pull out my beads and we can just see what we got? Do what? Well, I'm thinking the green aventurine will be really nice because I don't want there to be too much going on. But sometimes you don't know till you've looked. Ooh, we've got some azurite malachite. Because I think a 4mm would nestle in there beautifully. We could also do metal, honey, if you want like whoops, pinch some wire to take it with me. Ooh, Andrea says, do your memory tears have dichro fairies stuck in them? Let's see. And I love that dichro fairies because these ones are groovy. But again, I keep the weird ones for myself. And this one had a little bit of a pucker. But yeah, this is grooved on the edge. Shameless self-promotion. We have added groovy cabs to our shop, backtoearthcreations.com, our online shop. And so these I'll actually be wire wrapping up next. And then I also do have moss agate, honey. I know how much you like that. Because here we have, if you want a paler green, we have some tree agate. We have some more azurite. We don't have any 4mm bloodstone. Sorry. Here it is. Well, it's in the same tray as the green aventurine, so we'll see. So here we have malachite, honey. We have malachite. Ooh, we have some pyrite. We have some African jade. We have some green aventurine, and then we have some moss agate. What do you think? Moss agate? All right. So now, since our wire exited at the top and I want it to be like over here, I'm going to go and do like a bead edge to get us around to there. And I'm just picking a random bead to let the luck of the draw. shape what we're doing. So we're sliding this down, threading through, just one bead per stitch essentially. And we may end up needing to splice in some more wire, and quite frankly, that would be okay too. But do you see how that kind of travels? So it was exiting right here, and then we just crossed over, and now the wire is going to exit consistently on the next side, or for the next ring. So, baby, would you rather them be all the same, or can they be wildly different? He says wildly different is fine. Okay, sliding that bead on down, and then stitching this through. I think I'm making a pendant for Randy. Randomly grabbing another. Oh, I love that. They're tiny, but there's such a little world inside of them. And then whip stitching through. Ooh, small copper beads. That would be really cute. But I like gemstones, and there's a lot of metal going on here. Whoop, through that one. Whip stitching through right there. Coming around town, around town. It's never a bad day for bead prawn, just saying. Here, do you want to hear something cool? Uh-oh, I made a mess with my beads. Those sound like some big beads you've got there. Do what, Randy? Oh. Yeah, that's a good point. Bead ASMR. Oh God, Tashers. And then we just got to put the label in here. Just tuck that on back behind. There we go. Now you can't even see it. Look at these bad boys. I don't know what I saw this on the internet once. You just gotta smack the beads. All right, we're getting back to work. This is ridiculous. It's not the size that matters. What is the sorting criteria for the box of beads you're working with right now? They were all mostly green-ish. And so I tried to put all of the green aventurine and stuff together, but it doesn't always work out like that. And this is as far as I got with the organizing. In a perfect world, I'd have my 4mm, 4, 6, 8, 10, and variations of like my green aventurine. Like for this tray, it's green aventurine, moss agate, jaspers, because I have different, aquaterra jasper and stuff. But yeah, so it was mostly like the color families. Do what, honey? 30 minutes. Oh goodness. All right. Now we're going to do one more. So, and that's kind of how I grouped all of my beads the last time I organized them, which they could do with another wave of organizing. But I just kind of let that happen whenever I feel like it. Because it's a lot. It's a lot to so now that we've exited through here, that's right close to where, see how these cross? So I want to do on this side, I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this side's just going to be a little shorter. Because if I did 7, it'd be across like that. And I think it's going to look better being, I don't know, let's look at it this way. We could just do the moss agate along the bottom. And we could do that over there. But I think I like the longer and with the full circle around. So So there's one. And so gemstones, 2-color family, 3 by sizes. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Now it does have some glass in there too that was green, but that's because there was like an empty spot. So, and there's also some pyrite. So, but yeah, that's a solid way of breaking it down. Okay, and then pulling those nice and tight and coming across again. And so this helped us travel our wire in a concealed manner, so it's not just some wild wire cutting across 4 lanes of traffic. And we can now resume our whip stitch with the bead on the edge until we get all the way back around. Oh, don't you dare apologize, Dashers. Aw, thank you, Lydia. I love the bead edge as well. All the chickens are in the backyard. They're in their coop, which I think it's time to put the shade cloth up. It's getting to be that time of year that the chickens will greatly appreciate. Okay. So making sure our wires are just nestling where they're supposed to. So we've got one side that's much bigger than the other, but I'm just making sure we're on the equator of our bead. Oh, I think I know I think I have a way that I'm going to bind these off to make them, because the goal is to get it to stay on the bead in the end. Going shopping at Trader Joe's for lunch. I'm starving after work. What you gonna get? Dude, I don't even know what we're gonna have for dinner today. I had a protein shake and some candy for lunch. Um, breakfast was hot dogs. So I think we're just gonna have cheese again for dinner. But we'll see. I mean, I'm not mad. It's just I know that I should probably also eat something other than cheese and hot dogs and coffee. All right, bringing this around town, around town. Whip stitching through there. You're like a champion. You're like a champion? Eat, not eat. Yeah, gotcha. Eat like a champion. Well, yeah. Nothing like bar ass hot dogs for breakfast. So now we're in different time zones. That's okay. Time is a construct. Type of connector or clasp for hanging on this. I'm probably going to add a bail. Possibly with rings. I might wire wrap it on. And then we've got some really cool spiral chain necklaces, like the what I'm wearing here. That I think it would look cool. So I don't know if Randy wants to wear it or if he just wants it on his desk or what. We may end up, it may not work. And I've done all this work for, something that's just going to pop off. Now, if I were making this for sale, I would have done the UV resin and then continued with the wire wrapping in the same manner, just because honestly, I think it looks really cool. Like, I think this looks cool. You don't want to hear it. Whale. But that little bit of UV resin would go a long way in keeping and making me feel like this was very, very secure. My allergies are driving me nuts today. I just got a little bit of like a itchy throat, I guess. Purely allergies though. All right, we're fixing to add our last bead. Really enjoy the moss agate. I just love working with gemstones because each one's so beautiful. I mean, I love working with glass too. It's just, yeah, I can love two things at once. It's wonderful. Okay, so there we are with that side. So I bet, yep, if I pushed real hard, I could get this to come on through. That's not my favorite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come through right here. Oh, this one's already coming out on that side. So I want to use this little bit of wire, and I'm going to go underneath these two wires. And this is where we can use, I want to use the pointy end of my compass to make a space for us to then be able to sew our wire. It's going to be a lot longer with a lot easier with a long piece. Much easier with a long piece, but we can make it do. And I'm just going to sew this around. Or try to. There we go. Oops. So a little bit of an update. The school has been taken off market, which does not mean that somebody else has bought it and that it's just off market currently. So Randy and I are like, but we are not devastated because what we needed to do to be able to buy that school, we need to do anyways for whatever property we end up getting. So the dream is still there. It's just whether it's going to take root on that property or some other property. So, but just having this dream in our sights, we've got something to work towards. And so we're hoping that whenever the school, if the school, or whenever the school is my hope, comes back online for sale, that we will be ready to buy it. Like, so we're just, or rather able to, that way we can go and look at it and we can see the different things and, you know, see if it's right for us. But the things that we needed to do financially and all these different things we needed to do anyways. But the dream of Hazel's Grove is still alive. It's still intact. It's just, this is another development in the story that one day we will look back on and be like, remember when? And so now, so much easier with longer wire. So this is why I don't think it's a good idea to ever be stingy. Yeah, I need to head out. I'm meeting up with the dance group. Oh, to drop off the helmet I made for they're doing office pics. Okay, drive safe. We'll see ya. So what I'm doing is I'm just coming through and doing like a little stitch to bind these. And this is what I think is going to make it be where it's not going to slip off one way or the other. And so now I'm going to need to go ahead and snip this one, being very careful to not snip any of my other wires. And this will be my opportunity for adding the bail. So let us look. Hey, honey, will you let me know if there's a favorite? And also let me go ahead and grab one of those chains. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and bring the work surface up. Z-Dog, what you doing to that leg? Like, ooh. Favorite bail. I'm going to show you my tray of bails, and you'll be able to pick out. Yeah, you're going to be blinging, boy. How many of these do you want?
Put it back on the shelf.
Oh, God. I'm going to need a longer necklace. Well, that's a little too long. His little doggy want to come on in. Give me keys.
Are you going to acknowledge that it's such a pain to put it back on the shelf? Probably.
Well, yes, I'll put it back on the shelf, but can we make it into a necklace first? Well, can I wear it then since the chain's not long enough? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is the chain, which is a machine woven spiral chain that is beautiful, made out of stainless steel, which I'm really glad I didn't have to hand weave. So, hooray. So we have a couple of different styles of chain, and we want to make sure, or of bails, and we want to make sure that our chain fits through it. Whoop, so this one's a good option. Oh, that looks pretty nice. So I'm just going to string a couple of them up. First off, to make sure that they fit, and second off, so that Randy can see if he likes one more than another. That one fits. Ooh, but barely. And this will also affect how we attach the bail when it's all said and done. Did I put one of these on already? Nope, I had not. So let's see, there's that one. And then there's, I don't think he's going to like that one, but I'll put it on anyways. And then this one is too small, but that's okay. So now we can lay our bails out. And we can take our pendant and we can see which one we like best. Hey Trisella, cheater pumpkin eater. I was watching for y'all yesterday. Oh, hey Trisella. Yeah, we were just coming back from being in the woods yesterday. I thought you might make the bail. Well, I am a cheater pumpkin eater. But sometimes I like the look of these bails. Like I love the little Celtic-y look on that one. Honestly, I'd prefer a bail that's in this style as opposed to this style because of the way that the wire would be coming through. But we could use jump rings to attach stuff, and that might look really cool too. Hey, Wendy, which one's your favorite? That one's pretty neat. That one's pretty neat. So I started the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You like that one? Okay. I'm glad you picked that because I never go with that bail. So I've got a bunch of them, but I've always been worried that they won't like wear well. So this will be a great opportunity. Oh, now I gotta figure out which ones go where in the. Oh, okay, we can do this. Okay, so now we have all this extra wire, and I'm going to come through. I guess we'll need a little ring to attach. So we're going to use one of these 18 gauge 1/8 inch JPL. Not JPL. We use it for when we use JPL. 18 gauge 1/8 inch aluminum chainmail ring. So getting a nice closure on that. Because we're going to need to do this twice, but this is the only one with the bail. So I don't want to use up this whole bit of wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our scrap wire and I'm going to cut it in half. And so now we have enough to do both sides. And this is about 12 inches of wire. So I'm going to come through. I'm not going to put the bail on it yet because it's going to be flopping around and that'll make me wild having to put up with that. So instead, I think I'm going to sew this end through just like it were another wire. There we are. And then I'm going to bring this one around and come through. It's just like we're adding a bead, but we're adding a jump ring. You see how that sits? And now I'm going to thread back through on this side, just kind of X crossing back over. There we go. And then this one's going to come through on this side and X cross back over. Now we don't want to do this as absolutely tight as we can because it's going to push that ring into the diagonal with the other rings. Instead, I'm going to grab it here and I just want to twist and give it enough space that it can wiggle wobble freely, and that way it'll lay however it needs to be a happy little, jump ring. Okay, so now we'll take this side that's exiting. We're going to use our little tool here to push up and to make that space so that we can whip stitch it. I like to put my fingernail to make sure that I don't get the tension too tight right out the gate. 2 and 3. And that's what I did on the other side, so that's what I'm going to do on this side. I'm actually going to leave that tail because this one pulled a little bit. So I'm going to leave that tail intact until we've done all of them. Because I think whenever I go like this to make that space, I think it pulls on our wires. So we're going to sew this through. And so there's 1. There's 2. And there is 3. And that's got our nice little bail ring attached. And now we're going to take our other length of wire. And this one will just sneak through on one side. Coming to the halfway point. And this one I'm just going to come through. And we're going to go, there's 1. And sewing through, there is 2. And sewing through, there is 3. And then on this side, I'm going to come in. Let's go ahead and do that little bit of a making space. There we go. Just because there's no reason to be wrestling and fighting with our project. None at all. May I ask one, how did you get that background? Is that in OBS or Kick Design? We used it through OBS, but we bought it on Etsy. We bought the files on Etsy. We just searched streaming background and it Etsy figured it out. Do what, babe? Oh, they're called an overlay. Oh, is it still really quiet? Cat and Cauldron says, is it me or is Vaughn's microphone very quiet? Uh-oh. Randy says he's wearing a headset, but that he can hear me all right. So I'm having difficulty. This side's just a little bigger. And so it doesn't want to stay in. Like the wires are a little further apart, it seems. So that triangle's holding it in great. Whereas this one, I bet we could, I could still force it a little. I mean, that's a little too far out for my taste. I mean, though, I don't know. For a pendant, that might be pretty perfect because it's not going to pop out all the way. I don't know. I hate to push it. So I want to bring that back in. I wonder if we got all like Illuminati with it or something. And I'm going to take a risk. So I'm coming through and I did 2 wraps around that. And I really like the doubled up wire look that we've been maintaining through this piece. What up, baby? Oh, sounds fine there. Oh, Katrina says Vaughn's mic is always really quiet compared to the commercials on YouTube. I normally watch over on Kick, so there's no issue turning my volume way up. Gotcha. No, I mean, I don't know how much closer I could have it to my face than whenever I'm looking down talking into it. But I think YouTube's just obnoxious. Like, it's almost like having little suspenders for on her rug. But I'm not entirely certain how I want to bind that off. I guess I could just come through and hook it around town on these guys. Around town. Around town. To bind that end off in the same manner as what we have been. So there's 1. There's 2. Okay. It's kind of short. It's kind of fighting me. That's all right. There we go. And there is our 3. Flump. And I'm going to push that down so that they're kind of smushed together. And I'm going to bring this one around. It might actually look really... Oh no, and this isn't centered up to the... Right. Well, but the problem was I needed it stabilized. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I think this might just have to be the back side, and it's just going to look a little weird. Please don't go under my thumbnail. There we go. So bending that around, it's always easier to get the second wire through because it's got the first one holding the door open. Pulling that down and through. And then from here, we're gonna come through. Oh, nice. There's 1. I don't need the tip as curved because I don't want it curling up through too soon. There we go. 2. My boyos. And 3. And we're going to push that down so that they're next to each other like they're friends. Right here. You gonna look at the turtles? What are you looking at? The rainbow on the wall? Deadly half inch. I just tripped on the rug. All right, so first off, we're going to have to look at this through the Kaleidoscope. Okay, I gotta go let the dog in. let's go let the dog in. Then we're going to look at the wall with the kaleidoscope because that's fun to me. Um, also, that's where my stick lives. It's a very nice stick. Come on in, baby. All right. So first off, this is the wall because we keep this rainbow film in the window, which, oh my gosh, that's so trippy. And I mean, human eyeballs, like my eyeballs do way better at picking it up, like all the different color variations than this phone does. Let's see. So let's take a look at, oh, the wall. The wall. But yeah, you can't really, I mean, that's pretty neat. Oh, but it's so much cooler through my eyeballs. Oh, what do you think, Z-Dog? What do you think, big boy? Yeah. Oh, what a good boy. What a good boy. All right. I have a tummy ache from eating nothing but coffee and candy today. Am I going to change my ways? No. Probably I should though. All right, so let's see. I want to get this one done because it's a matter of principle now. Okay, so we have that. It is locked in. And this is going to be my front side. Even though I feel like I should have made this be the front side, but anyways. It's just not as centered up. You know, we could add in another loop there and have it be suspended that way. Anyways, we're going to get these trimmed just as close as we can. Randy, I'm sugar crashing. Oh, it's 6 o'clock. Well, I got to finish the project. And there's one more little wire for me to trim. Woo! It's super durable, which is nice. Now this one, I'm having trouble getting my pliers in there, or my wire snips, so I'm going to do the old bendy, snappy offy trick. It broke off on the pliers. This trick never lets me, there we go. It never fails, except for this time. And so now we're going to thread our chain through. And that's how it's looking. If it worked out to where the half Persian 3-in-1 setting was perfectly divisible by 3, that would be ideal. But, and then our little triangle would have been perfectly even. Blue Bear says, thank you for the demonstration. It was very helpful. I'm so glad to have been helpful to you, Blue Bear. This is one of the pendants that I would totally wear a little longer, like something that kind of knocks around down here, or something. But I really like that. There we go. But yes, you can kind of see how that sits, and it rolls around and stuff. So I personally would prefer something like this for like something that would hang and catch the light. So just because I want to be able to see it. Okay, looks like oh, here's a new one for me. I ordered a ring light and it seems to be perfect for my lighting now, so I can sell my large box and umbrella lights. Oh, right on, that'll be good. Katrina says, yeah, I've noticed it with some other creators too, where video volume and commercial volume are way different. YouTube being YouTube, because I've not changed a setting ever on how we record or how I upload or anything. So sorry, off topic, but at the show, do you label each pair of earrings with the price in stone? Yes. But we used to not put the stone type, but we've started doing that just because it's nice information to put on there, and it keeps me from forgetting. Like that chain, what is that called if I was to look that up? This was stainless steel spiral chain on Panda Hall. I was like, Panda Express? No, Panda Hall. And I've been wearing it for quite a while, and on that pendant in particular, and it doesn't turn me green or anything. It's actually, I believe it is genuine stainless steel. But that's a pretty cool, that's a honkin' necklace, but that's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, and I love off topic stuff. YouTube always has really loud ads. It's just the way YouTube seems to be. I mean, if I recall, TV was that way too. You know, it's like you'd be listening to the show and then the commercials, you know. Okay, y'all. Oh, we do it doing the emojis. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas, leave them in the comments section or send us an email to backtoearthcreations@yahoo.com. We have new groovy cabs up for sale on our website, and also some beads and just some tie dyes and different things. So yeah, I was so proud of myself. I was like 5 or 6 weeks ahead on scheduling like TikToks and reels and shorts um, of our tie dyes. Like I'm gonna be posting a new tie dye video on our social media every Tuesday. None of them have the sound, so I get to go and re-upload all of those, and that doesn't stress me out at all. But I'm a little bummed about it, but it's okay because at least I don't have to re-record them. So there's always that. But great stream. Thank you for the laughs. Oh, it's my pleasure, Mellow Doc. Thank you to everybody for being here. And I'm gonna go get some actual food, like just some chicken or something. But yeah, it sucks, but it's okay. I will learn my lesson eventually. Um, Happy crafting, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Some real food? Yeah, babe. I don't know what we're gonna eat. Probably just peanut butter straight out of the jar. Oh yeah. Bye guys. Happy crafting. Mwah. Tasha says thanks for the vitamin B. Love your face. Have a great rest of your day. Bye you guys. Thanks so much for being here. I gotta figure out how to I think I clicked this. Okay, bye-bye.